can you just have me to see the gallery, the whole of the participants, please? Okay, thank you so much. So may I ask one of you just raise your hand? I can see who's. Okay, Mr. Ph.D. Hi. So the coordinator, can you turn on the mic for Mr. Ph.D., please? Yeah. So let me ask you a very quick question, which is like, for example, if you had extra 4 hours, what did you do, Mr. Ph.D.? And how about Ms. Lilian? Okay, here you go. Hi, how are you today, Mr. Ph.D.? So the coordinator, please just turn on. Okay, are you right now? Yeah. So if you have extra 4 more hours a day, what would you do?
Yes, it's a very interesting question. So I guess if I have more 4 hours per day, I would spend time to read a book and practice meditation.
Wow, nice. And how about extra 5 hours? You still have things to do?
And yeah, I think right now I'm kind of unbalanced because I have to spend a lot of time working and studying, and I really want to have more time to practice spiritual life, and I don't have enough time right now. So I think it's good to have more time, and I would spend more time to go and to understand more about myself.
It's not really good that we balance right now, but it's very good point that we realize that we're not in balance, right? That's the point.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is like, it's still never to be enough for us to do because we have tons of the stuff to do as well. So thank you so much for your answer and also for sharing. For this point, may I ask for explanation from our data? So the word of the term work and life balance, how do we understand it in the right way? Is it balance or just about like the definition, which is the amount of time that we spend at work and outside of the work only, or how do we understand about that, please?
Yes. Good evening, Ajahn Ramaha Songphong.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
but I think that mic is not on.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Good evening, Mr. Gui Dong Nguyen. Yes. And MC Yu Vân and everyone. I'm very happy to be here tonight, to talk about the topic.
Mr. Sam in Capital.
Okay, yes. Yes. Good evening, Pra Maha Songphong. And good evening, Dong Nguyen from US. Good evening, MC and everyone. I'm very happy to be present tonight together sharing the topic. Quite interesting about the balance between life and work. According to my understanding, your work has to be your life. Your work has to be lived. You live your work, cannot separately. And your life has to be worked at together, cannot be separately. There's no such thing as work and life separately, cannot be. It's life and life. There's no work and then we work after that we live our life. It's impossible. Yeah.
The more time we have, the more activity you can enjoy it. Like for example, what I just said. So how do we understand about the work balance? It's just about the amount of time that we spend for work and outside of work. Or you have to do learning practice. Yeah, that's what I mean. So yeah, may I ask Mr. Guy Daniel? So how do we understand about the work balance in the work and life balance? If it's about the time. So please turn on the microphone so everyone can hear you.
just assume it's a little bit closer to my mouth. The traditional view is pretty much what we described. For me, how we try to achieve balance in our outside life makes no difference if we haven't worked at achieving the balance inside. The balance inside me determines on how successful I am at balancing my outside life. So to focus on how much time do I devote to my job and make money to have my family have a good life, and then how much time do I devote to everything else that makes me happy. Whatever you do, it won't last if you haven't first looked at how do I find the balance in myself. Because if I find the balance in myself, whatever I do in my life will fall into place. I won't have to struggle with the traditional attitude of I'm focused on the outer world and I have to have this much work, and this much play, and this much family time. I'm always focused on the struggle against what everyone else's interests are. My boss might talk like he cares about my family, but he cares about his family and his money. So as long as we're focused on finding balance with our outside world, we're competing against everybody else's quest for balance in their outside world. If we first focus on our inside, our inner balance, then whatever we're faced with on the outside will find its equilibrium. So for me, it would be more importantly, now, if anybody wants to differ with us, it's quite all right, because it's very non-traditional. This is a bit of a rebel point of view from a societal standpoint. But for me, it's how do I find balance in myself? In a very short answer to that, I like to use examples. If you're standing, for any of you, if you've ever been in a very, very tall building, be next on the observation deck, and you get right up to the window, you struggle for your balance. Even though your feet are the same size, the structure underneath your feet is exactly the same as if you're standing on the ground. The reason why is you're so close to the perceived danger that your balance inside is completely destabilized. Whereas if you were on the ground with the same amount of concrete and the same shoes, you would have no problem. So for me, the key to balance in your life is to create space or distance between what could be seen as the unbalancing agents of fear and insecurity. If you, in your mind, you step backwards, the further you pull yourself back and become with yourself, the less the stress, the more the stress goes away. The automatic response is calming and breathing, your heart, you slow down. Another example that I use is, if your best friend, if somebody robs and beats up your best friend and they live right next door to you, you have a very strong emotional response. You love them, you care about them, you relate to them, you're connected, you identify with them. Now, if the same thing happens to some human being in South Africa, do you have the same emotional response? We might say that we care about everybody in the world, but the truth is, our emotional response is much less. Why? Because we're distant from the problem. For me, it's the same thing in our lives. You have unbalance. Usually that's signified by stress, fear, worry. The outside world takes care of itself. You will know how much to put into your work and satisfy your goals. You will know how much to put in your family. You'll have wonderful boundaries in life. They won't be forced because you are coming to that place of distancing yourself from the stress that we create ourselves. The boss doesn't create our stress. My reaction to the boss creates my stress. So focus your attention, like everything in life. If we focus on the outside world, we ignore ourselves. If we turn the focus internally, if that works for us, the outside world falls into place. So I talk too much. I'm sorry about that. But that would be my key point whenever we talk about something like this. Whatever we're trying to figure out in the outside world, turn your attention inward. Find out what creates that in the outside world for you. Deal with that. And then the outside world will take care of itself.
Yeah, thank you so much for your explanation and also your sharing as well. So everything needs to come back to us, which is we are responsible for whatever happens to us, and the balance we need to find ourselves inside the inner peace, which is the balance between the fear and the insecurity as well with the faith and all the wisdom we have inside. So it's not just the number of hours that we spend a day in a particular part, it can work or life. And it's like, for example, which is the mental health as well, which is spiritual health as well, that we are attached to that there. Okay, thank you so much for that. And so I know that all of us here, I mean, the audience already raised their hands in this moment, 24 hours a day they have. So I know that you have at least 1 moment extra things to instruct you for the next week. Okay, so we also have that in the chat box, so we just follow the point to me, so can read it. If you have strength on the desert item, which one, just one item, do you bring with you? A knife. B, a giant box of matches. C, a fishing net. D, a flashlight. E, a radio. F, a tent. G, this is real life, a sleeping bag, and the last one I got is a compass. Okay, so the question and also all the options are available in the chat box. Please have a look. So we have a 30 seconds to consider and choose only one item you want to bring with you. A just item. Please, 30 seconds starts. So think carefully because you need to explain for me and also all the guests and all the audiences here. There is one choosing. And all the guests, you can choose as well because probably you also need to answer. Please.
No empty hands. No empty hands.
You can just join in anything with you. But the others, let's see if anyone already has the answer in hand. Okay, the majority of you seem to be, they have different answers. Totally different. Which is understandable. Okay, so can you navigate without a compass? Because I'm not used to a compass. Because I cannot use compass. I cannot use that, so you can understand that. Okay. That was the answer, which is yeah. If you cannot use it, why don't you just have it's occupied a space? And it's like just use it. And now let me check, which is a flashlight. Tuesday night. Waiting for your drink coming in. How about flashlight? We've got a flashlight. Have you learned about the consequences and not written the rest of them? Have you learned about all the consequences of not eating those items that you set out to bring? Have you learned about that? Okay, so did you have to consider a lot before getting out of the decision? Did you consider a lot? Not much because I think I need to relax as much as possible to do other things when I get on the desert island. That's cool. That's perfect. But did you think about your life after you got on the island? I just think that a lot of things to do, but we need to keep calm first. Even I have a knife, but I don't know how I can use the knife for the like wild animals or something like that, or the light something. So I think sleeping bag, just take a night, relaxing before we deal with everything. Okay, just let your good sleep and the rest just let it go. Okay, yeah, that's what I mean. That's great. It's not great. And thank you so much for your sharing, which is really good and nice as well. Okay, so actually there's no right or wrong answer to this week. It all depends on you and your priority as well. Even all of them are very essential for life, especially for me, for such a life on an island. It's the same in life that we have a lot of things to do during every single day. But we have only 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have limited resources. I'm not sure what you guys look for these time just burns there to decide not to do something or delay on something since like they are all urgent to make. So we're going to this matter and listen to the advices from ministers in capital Thailand. Because like as far as we know that apart from being a monk, you also work for MCU. So may I know how you manage your private life, your practice session, and also from the geography as well. And one more question, which is what aspect should we consider when prioritizing the task and consider as important ones? Thank you. Essentially the signal is a little bit different. Okay. Yes, Mr. Chando.
I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for including me. I would like to share the idea about the balance that you mentioned and you asking me about the work and life, especially as a Buddhist monk, practicing monks, working here in MCU. That we have to divide into two kind of balance. Yeah, that's is we live in the society, right? So, for example, we cannot have a peaceful society. So when we live in a society, we have something to govern and not to make the society peaceful. So that's why that's kind of thing we call the balance have the Vietnamese law, right? If you have no law, you cannot live, in your society. This is the man-made. We call the man-made. It depends on the society, how you decide. You decide your own society, and then you have your agreement. You have your own agreement. That's we call the man-made balance. And another thing we call the natural balance. The natural balance is a kind of the human beings, how you live with other things, For example, when you want to help society, yes, you have a good intention to help society. You have to work for others. But on the other hand, you still destroy yourself, destroy your health. You don't do harm to your health. So this is not quite good, it's not balanced. So balance in this point is mean you have to balance yourself and the society. You and the society, you and the family. Maybe you very good person, but sometimes you good for others. You good for the society. But on the other hand, you still not happy. It doesn't. It doesn't work or it doesn't benefit yourself. So how you can, manage yourself through the balance in our tradition, especially Theravada tradition. We have the one term we call the hidden way. The idea of the hidden way is not too extreme, too looseness, if you're too extreme something, that means you destroy the others. The middle way in this is made based on your attitude, your attitude. It depends on your attitude as well. That's why we call them samadhi, your will. It depends on your will. So in this point we call the natural balance. The natural balance is every one of you, every one of us, whoever you are, you can practice. Not any belong to any religion or nation or whatever, but you as a human being. As a human being, this we call the natural balance. Especially when you want to, balance yourself in the society. How you have to think about the hidden way. It's too extreme or not, or it's too loose. For example, like the Buddha, the good example. He gave a very good example or inspirational guidance, as the Buddha. He never go to extreme, too extreme. In practice, you do like other ascetic, previous ascetic or contemporary ascetic practice. That is torture himself. And another point, go to what we call the self mortification, self torture, or even self sexuality. That is the according to this kind of Buddhism. Very important for the meditation. You destroy yourself and you destroy others. But you help others, sometimes does not mean you help yourself. So how you can help both yourself and the others at the same time. This is a good point in our society. For example, I would like to show example. In one family, father, he very sacrificed. He sacrificed himself for the kids, he made a living. Make money, for the kids, the parents. But on the other hand, he destroyed himself because he worked all day nights, He never cared his health, So, and finally, after working very hard, he destroyed and the health go bad, worse and worse, because he thinks it's only for the kids, He never think for himself. So this also not the balance, So as I understand, the balance and also what I use, balance is mean we have to use the middle way, never destroy other. On the other hand, never destroy yourself. So this is the one point. I just want to finish this round and then I can share the another one. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ian, for the very great and also valuable ideas and sharing as well, which is like we need to do something, like prioritize something which is good for us, good for society, and it needs to be in the middle way, which is not to either critical society, either like not level and also not too high, so stressed for all of us. Okay, we're gonna come back to the term middle way later on very quickly. But next one, which is like the topic today, which is work-life balance, and we're looking for the balance point, right? Either inside or outside. It should be inside, even balance. So, however, the life keeps changing, so the balance points or the balance state, even in the inner peace, it cannot be maintained at all times, because imagine the balance one is also come from the balance, because the lives keep changing. It can fluctuate around and come back to the equilibrium later on. It means that not all the imbalance is negative. That's what I mean. And we're getting to this point. Let's have a chat with we come back to Mr. Guy Garnier. They have a question, which is, how do we know that an imbalanced state at a certain point of time as a positive one, which is a natural development, and then it comes back to the balanced state, or it's going to be a negative, which just ruins our life and leads us to nowhere? How can we differentiate? Because it's going to affect our action as well, our reaction, our attitude, and we decide whether we need to intervene that or not. Please. I'm sorry. Do you want me to repeat it again because of the sound quality? Okay, so yeah. So you want me to repeat it?
Okay, now you can hear me, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to unmute, so if you could repeat it one more time for me, please.
Sure. What I was saying, which is like, try to find the balance point of the balance states, either in the inside zone, because we're looking for that. So how do I know that the imbalance at a certain point of time is going to be the positive or the natural development? Because simply it's going to go to the balance state, or it's going to be the negative one, which is will never lead us to the balance or the equilibrium. It just runs our life and leads to nowhere. How can we differentiate that at a certain point of imbalance?
It's a practical question and a theoretical question.
Up to you.
The practical aspect of it is, you're right. Life throws us, in English we say it throws us curveballs from American baseball all the time, because we really don't understand life. So we're always reacting to it. So you're right, we find that outer balance, and life is going to throw something at us that will catch us off guard. So then we're out of balance. Practically wise, it creates a lot of conflict in our life and a lot of stress. And for those around us who we love. It is a big challenge, maybe the biggest challenge for human beings. From a practical standpoint, I don't have an answer to your question, because it will never stop. You'll always be in a flow from balance to out of balance. But we choose to say, oh my gosh, I'm out of balance, this is a bad thing. Yet it's usually the out of balance. When we're in balance, for me, it's kind of like being on holiday. Everything is nice. And I know whenever I go on holiday, I relax, I don't grow. When I'm out of balance is when I grow. I learn about myself, I learn about the world. So the first thing for me is, imbalance is inevitable. yin and the yang. It's the flow of life. So from a practical standpoint, prepare yourself for it because it's not going to stop. So that leads me, I'm a theoretical person, I'm sorry. That leads me into the inner balance question again. The best way to resolve the issue is to minimize, because in the outer world, balance has an opposite, it's called imbalance. In the inner world, there is no opposite. It's what I'm involved in, is non-dualism, saying in the inner world, there is not good and bad. There is. It's our perception, it's our attitude that makes it good or bad. And that takes us to the outside world where we always have that conflict. If I can become peaceful with imbalance, life is very insecure. Insecurity is what breeds imbalance. We can't stop the insecurity, but we can stop the imbalance. Well, I'm sorry, let me take it back. We can't stop the cycle of balance and imbalance in the outside world. But we can alter the insecurity in us. I don't have a practical answer. I know there are others here that are much better at that than I am. Because the practical is beyond our control. It's always going to change. So I go back and say, I need to be at peace with both balance and imbalance. And when I have imbalance, I say, world's time, something good is going to come out of this for me, if I accept it. At least that way, when life throws things that throw my body and my mind in balance and out of balance, and balance and out of balance, inside the ship doesn't rock. The ship on the outside world is doing this. Inside the ship of me is going. I will weather any storm if I'm calm on the inside. I think if we get to that point, then we also are good at preempting the out of balance things in our lives. Because we become very aware before something happens to put our life out of balance. We know it's coming. And we know how to. What creates the imbalances is we react to the world. If we respond to the world, again, with this, we pause. I don't react, I pause. I breathe. What's going on? If I'm from that place, I will know when things are beginning to get out of balance. And I'll adjust myself. And I'll continue with that. But I want to hear what others will say from a more practical standpoint. Because that's valid.
Yeah, each of us have a different experience, and also sharing as well, the way we view the perception as well from the words. And I can understand what your point of view, which is like, just go with the flow. And actually, it's not, it's wrong from the question I asked you. Actually, I detest to know, which is, it's not about the imbalance. The imbalance, which is comfort, which is inside. So the imbalance, what I mean is, just changes from the word. Okay. It would not affect the balance and imbalance.
You're right.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you so much. But anyway,
if I can add one point from our dear master Tây Phương, I don't know if everybody here knows him, but a wonderful human being. I once had a conversation with him in the jungle, and he said something very significant to me. He said, don't pay any attention to the outside experience. Pay attention to your experience of the experience. Because life will always throw us every moment that we're awake. In fact, every moment that we're in deep sleep, other than deep sleep, we are experiencing the world. Every moment is a new experience. I will be completely lost if I'm focused on the outer experience. But if I'm focused on my experience of the experience,
observation, its ability and process. Yes. And respect is the state of being from everything.
If I can add to what you just said.
Yes,
Be
please
the
go ahead.
observer, and then don't beat yourself up when you catch yourself not being the observer, the participant. None of us are perfect. I lose it all the time. I become the participant, unwittingly, and sometimes wittingly, for my desires.
Me too.
But at least now, more often than not, when I do that, I lie instead of punishing myself.
Kind of experience. That's really wise. Yeah. Thank you so much. That's great. And yeah, so we have been through almost one third of the discussion today, and would you like to just play again to change the slide a little bit? Anyone here want to play again? Want to just like quick freeze? Okay, so you remember that from the beginning, I was telling you about piece of paper and stamp and right? Now you can use it. Okay, so we're gonna have a very quick one in here, which is just use just pen or pencil, and you can draw on the pieces of paper. By the way, this is a child and also the teacher as well. So you have only 20 seconds to draw a perfect circle. I'll say it again, perfect circle. You can draw as many circles as you can, but we only take the last one and move on to complete the picture. Okay, so everyone got it? Want me to say it again? Just a quick reminder, okay? So you can draw as many circles as you can on the piece of paper if you already prepared. But we're gonna take the last one of it. You have only 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Sorry. Because like not so many people they have pen and paper in hand right now, so you just want to wait a couple more seconds. Okay, so hold on. We're gonna wait a small couple more minutes or seconds for those who don't have a pen and paper right now, so they can grab it very quickly. And then we're gonna count seconds to one. There's some people who will do it right now.
I think you need to be a little bit slow down your speaking, okay? Super fast, yeah, super fast.
Okay, sure. Just like, yeah. Thank you so much for the recommendation. So everyone has pen and pencil as well. In your hand right now, should we start?
Yes.
Okay, so we have 20 seconds to do this one. 20 seconds to start. You can draw as many circles on the paper as possible, and we're going to take the last one. Just make sure that is the perfect one. 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. And then you can stop now, ladies and gentlemen. Time's done. And 20 seconds to start. Okay, so please type in the chat box. How many circles did you draw in total? In the chat box. How many circles in total did you draw? Các bạn có thể viết ở trong khung chat hoặc là chúng ta vẽ bao nhiêu vòng tròn nhé. Thank you.
So there's something wrong. We
What's wrong with that?
in the box chart, it's inconvenient to touch there. So anyone can speak out. It's also okay.
I could say, no, I say when I hear from Mr. Yogan. Did you do the face of the task? Did you manage to draw a perfect circle? Well, probably this colors of the grid. There, so how about Jihad? I know you say no time no see. So did you draw any circle?
Sorry, I don't remember that.
You should have that idea. well. Yeah. Is it difficult for you? I think so. Okay, and do you have a lot of time? Yes. I have 20 seconds. Is it a lot for you? Yes. Yes, this is long. That's long. For one. Yes, so one. And did you practice to draw a perfect circle before, like every single day? Like this is the first time somebody asked you to do this? The first time that. Okay. Thank you so much for your answers. So there is no such thing called perfect circle in this case. What would you do, which is the best and the optimal one? There is no perfect. Because it's also in life and under some circumstances, it's not because we don't have time to do different things, but because we spend too much time and energy on a certain task that we expect an unrealistic result. In psychology, we call those people, actually in interview, but like in general, we call them perfectionists, who always look for the perfect result. I used to be one as well, to be honest. But the opposite to the perfectionism, on the other critical side, we also have those who easily compromise with whatever happens, usually care much. So for this point, I emphasize this from Mr. Capital because we come back to the theory and also the philosophy that we discussed before is called the needed way. So can you explain why and also the advices for those who are perfectionists and also who are just like me, like everything and don't care much about the life and easily accept whatever happens to them? How can we be in control, not leaning to either critical side?
And you should call him Ajahn, not Mr. You call him Ajahn, not Mr. He's a monk. Yeah, Ajahn. Mean teacher, yeah. Ajahn Cha. Yes.
Raise your hand. I think the microphone is not on yet. Sorry about that. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for moderating. Yes, I would like to share the idea and concept of the especially to the layperson society. I think most of you, especially in the normal or new normal, we have very difficulties in living our life. But anyways, I just want to share in modern in our society now and why the more we develop, right? I mean, the material develops, but people still unhappy. Unhappy. They still, need more and more like material or that kind of things. That is balance or imbalance in their life. Sometimes they follow the what we call the social norms or social values, that kind of things. Anyway, in this, I just want to let the lay people, not only lay people, but have to understand the time. In our lives, we have the time to manage. We have the time. Everyone has 24 hours, right? 24 hours. But some happy, some unhappy. That means they can manage the time or not, or even they cannot share the happy times or what they want in their lives. I mean, exactly. So that's why time or balance our lives. Because if you use the term as in our daily lives, I just want to ask every one of us in this room, in this online room, how many minutes, how many seconds you are happy in 24 hours? How many hours you happy? And how many hours you are unhappy? You back to yourself, asking the question, keep asking the question. You happy or unhappy? But if you see the time, in our lives, most of the people, most of the time, the question we got the answer is they are not happy. Then we have to ask why you are not happy. You have 24 hours. Why most of the time you are not happy? This is the balance time. You have to keep asking, every day. Maybe before meal or after meal, you asking like you take those, you ask the question, keep asking, happy or unhappy, or just full, or just that kind of thing. This is the term. Another thing in your daily life, the middle way in your daily life is about your health. Your health, your disease. In our life, the health is natural to all of us, belong to everyone. You have to take the responsibility by yourself. Even you have a good doctor, good medicine, medical system, health system, but does not mean they can help you all the time. But you have to take care of your health. So the health is the one thing that you can make it balance. Sometimes you drink a lot, sometimes you eat a lot, So when you in one day, you have to be balanced about the food, about the meals, about the moderation, in consumption of the whatever, in our daily life, drinking. Food, exercise your emotion. The health is about the food, about exercise, emotion, in relation to health, maybe mental or spiritual health or physical health. Too much food that either you can know your limit, your moderation. So this is the second part, And the third part is about money. For the layman, money is very important. And you cannot reject. Even in modern society, we have to take money to buy food, We have to money, to in everyday life, For the worldly society, money is very important. We cannot reject. For the basic need, you have to buy food, you have to buy clothes, you have to buy shelter or accommodation, and you have to buy medicine or medication. Even now you have to buy telephone, smartphone. You have to pay everything. You have to pay. So that's why about money. But people make money all the time, never can the time for other people, time for himself to take care of the gifts, So this is the not balance. In you have to say we have to be the master of the money, not the money become master of us, or we become the slave of the money. No. So this is it's not a balance. But if nowadays people just want to compete, compete with the others, compete with other people. So that's why they need more money, more money, but they destroy their health. They destroy their mental emotion, and they lost their temper. They lost their temper. They're never happy. For example, you have the 1 million dog, 1 million dog. 1 million dog, and how much you happy with 1 million dog? And how about your health? How about your health? Your health with the 1 million dog, Somehow you just take the how do we say? You just have fun, have a fun, have a fun with the 1 million. You have the pleasure, pleasure to take money. But right now, most of the people, they try to get the money, not get the happiness, not get the peace, not get the balance in their life. So this is the wrong, the wrong answer. As I mentioned, money is very important, but not for all the time, not for all the time, but only basically, for all of us. So that's why reading for the lay people, not only for lay people in our modern or even previous society, the past society also, future society also. So this we need the time to relax, need the time to stay with our beloved one, family member, with the time to share the happy time together. There are many levels of happiness, One is we call the individual happiness. The second one we call the social happiness. The social happiness. And also we have the social interaction we need. For example, now we're not happy because we have no friend to talk to like go out, go out, or hang around. That kind of thing. This is the social happiness. We have no social happiness. But how will we balance and then we turn ourselves to the individual happiness? When we have individual happiness, we can share our happiness with others also. But if we think, now is a COVID pandemic, we cannot happy because we need only social happiness. Now, we still have individual happiness. So this is a kind of balance. Share all of my needs. We can happy anytime, anytime, anywhere, because we have the right attitude, the right attitude, with the right time, right meals, and the right money, and the right money or proper money as I mentioned. So that's why the happy, the balance also in our, every part of our lives, work and life, or work life, not separate. Balance can be, everywhere, everywhere, and not separate. Among all people or one of us, can have this type of attitude. We call that as we want to discuss about the balance. So that's why the balance is one thing you have to attach to, or you can follow the system about the living thing. So thank you very much for this time. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your thoughtful sharing and also explanations about the needed way and the fact that we don't do everything. We cannot be the perfectionist in this modern life. I'm listening to focus on the three main things that you share, which is the quality of the lifetime, and also the health as well, which is in place, the mental health, spiritual health, and physical health, and also there is another type of health, which is financial health. And thank you so much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you're watching the first talk show connected by Tây Phương and English Swap. And this one is live streamed on 3 different platforms, which are YouTube channel, Facebook and even inner peace as well, patience with changes, which is all about ourselves. And obviously, that's our responsibility to maintain the work-life balance. However, they have this one to our development also. From the perspective as a leader, even as a non-profit organization, what have you and your team done so far to share the burdens with the volunteers in maintaining their work-life balance? Is this going on for you?
Yes, great.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
Your work is also your life. My work is also my life. If your work is not your life, then why you work? Isn't it? So if my work is not my life, what is the reason for my working? So I do not separate in the first place working and living. So they are not two. Will your life happen if there is no work? Cannot. Isn't it? So we cannot refer to just economic aspect. So the work is a very much life itself. Cannot. Firstly, we have to be clear. We cannot live without life. We cannot work without life, and there is no life separately with work. There's different aspects of life, of course, and we have to deal with that. So volunteers cannot be fired. So I also volunteer. No one asked me to be a monk. So if I want to disrupt, no one banned me. If I want to disrupt, I can disrupt. Isn't it, Ajahn Songpong? If we are monk, he's a monk. He Maha Thera. Maha meaning great. More than 20 years, be a monk. But if he wants to disrupt, he can disrupt. No one say anything because he volunteered his life. So our volunteers, they work very happy, I think, because no one asked them, forced them to work. So when they work with willingly freedom, they feel happy. Because at the 5 o'clock p.m. you close off your computer, your laptop, and for many things else still waiting for you at home, and you're going to do that with your willingly, and you feel very happy to do something no anyone asks you to do. Then you feel happy. A lot of things, right? So cannot be separate between work and life, but can say in this way: the work that we do, is there any happy feeling there or not? Because I work not for me. I am among begging you all, helping me food, clothes, locking place, anything I have, I begging from people. So I have to do something in return. So if enough condition, it works. If not, then it's just lack of condition. That's it. I'm not really happy because of it works, and therefore I'm not really sad because it's not work. I do not let the privilege of outside make me happy or unhappy. Happiness or unhappiness is within me, the thing that I have to control myself. I do not let others control my emotion. And if things happen well, okay, more happy, happier. And if they but I do know that as human being, as long as we are not able to deeply being, we cannot manifest as human beautifully. So we have to be deeply rooted, very deep, we call being, so that we can manifest as human beautiful. So how? That meditation. So 7 days I have to chance and practice with our fellow monks, nuns, and lay people. That is my anchor. I have to have the scheduled practice every day. Now, when a thing going wrong, I'll close my eye and Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha. This is our world, a lot of suffering, and I know that. If something wrong happen, oh, I know that. And even I cannot count how many things wrong happen. Just neglect it and return to the practice. And I know that the balance is a very important. There's no balance, actually, is very dangerous. If we do something, we build something up without the balance within, oh, it's a very dangerous. If you constantly strive to create whatever you care for, whether you are in the workplace or you are on the street, you will always feel happy, like vacation and holiday. If you really care for the thing that you do you think that you need a break? You work and you wait for the break. You work and you think that you need a holiday, a vacation. That, oh, I feel very, pity for that. And I am a monk. I feel happy to work all day. I don't need a break. From the time of 3:30 a.m. until the 10 p.m. No break. Because I work willingly. I am work not for me. And I do not work with the deadline. My deadline is the funeral. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for your sharing, which is balance in trading. It's not a balance, it's the integration. Work and life, you don't separate that. You combine it because to live for work, which is like part-time job for you, which is the thing I'm on right now. That actually, I thank you for that, which is good. However, my question is, which is like, as the teacher Wong just mentioned, which is like we need to maintain our health, physical health, spiritual health, and mental health. So for the spiritual health, they joined, I know that you have a group of people called Dr. Tây Phương, right? And a lot of people, they're working voluntarily in the group because they want to give out the spiritual value as well. They want to both of the pieces. So, and the modern life right now is very individualized. So how have you and your team as well create the opportunity for them, even they already use the outside, but they still have something to do. So how did you create
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. You know, people, they are trying to divide their life on the one place so that they work another place. And work is something that you do just for money. And the family and your life is something else. But now I would like to ask all of you, if what you do is not touched by your beloved one, they do not feel. Okay, like this. Make an example, okay? If you are going to make a film, a movie, would you want to invite your beloved one to watch it? Or if you build a house, would you like to invite them to stay with you? If you produce something, do you want your beloved one to enjoy it with you? I would like to say something I think is very important in our perception, that we try to work very hard, work hard, earn money. Okay, we need to earn money for living. But no matter how much money you earn, if you find your husband, your wife, your children are not touched, are not really connected by what you do, suddenly everything you do seems to be meaningless. No value at all. Because you work so hard, but they don't need that one. They need what you love. So somewhere in your life, you want people to be touched by your activity, by what you perform. So I want to create the surrounding, the environment for me first place, that I feel that I am a monk. I work for people. And if anyone who can feel their value of life, they work for people together with me, connected. And we are recognized by our heart. No need anyone recognized. We want to work free for people, and we feel happy by offering free for life. And I think such people is very beautiful in life. And there are many. And I just want to connect them with me in some way. I know that people, they are long for to be touched by another people. And this aspect need to propagate more. That is we call bodhisattva way. To serve people for no any purpose in return. That's very beautiful. Dissolving our ego, helping no need any return. That is actually non-self practice in Buddhism. Work is not just about for money, but we work and we lose our balance because we are not happy during we work. We do not find out the value of life during time of working. So we misunderstand that work is only money. Now we can have a privilege. During work we can create something more than money. At least we feel happy during the time we work. Money is a means for our survival, correct? And to a certain extent, is it necessary? Yes, correct. However, you must always be happy to work. Otherwise, 8 hours, we work for what? Our brain is very big more than 8 hours, only use a very big brain to earn only living. Oh, a brain very small like an ant can do that, very good. But 8 hours we still struggle and we very suffering with earning living. 8 hours more than that. There's something wrong here. You know, this is the facts. Very pity to hear that. The study of the research, they conclude that working 55 hours or more hours per week, you know what? Estimated 35% higher risk of the stroke and 17% higher risk of dying from heart disease. And you know, if we work very hard, we are not happy during the work time, okay, we will die soon. The number of people working long hours increasing and currently stand at 9%, around 9% of the total population globally. Now I'm talking globally. This trend puts even more people at risk at work. Not among like me, related to the early death. That is not the good news. So meditation become very important, especially mindfulness practice every day. Do you want to die soon? No, I don't think so. But you work many hours to earn money. You feel very stressed, but you know, this is a reality now. Many supporters together with me helping Buddhism now propagate Buddhism in various ways, like my master, Venerable Most Thích Nhật Tử, and here too, like here Yến Trâm, Ngọc Tâm, Mỹ Phương. They work, I think, here Jenny too. I don't know where is their energy. Jenny talked to me that she teaching hundreds of students for free, and every day, many hours, many classes. Jenny, I don't know where your energy. And she said that she worked for free, and they are not monks, you know, and they're very happy to serve people. So I do think that people need happy, not money. So if we create a happy surrounding for them to contribute their capacity, they will connect and do something for them firstly and for the many. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for your valuable sharing so far related to what that you are doing right now with that club and all the people who are supporting as well. So, to be honest, from the beginning, we talked a lot about letting it go, being away, very patient with the changes, etc. But one of the things we need to do to look or to see formally those things, which is mindfulness. We have mindfulness, so we can recognize that. Absolutely. So I know that one of the ways to practice and to bring some mindfulness, which is through the meditation. And we have one of our jazz practitioners is Mr. Guy. So can you do me as a favor to instruct us about 5 minutes short meditation sessions per day? Is it possible?
Thank you.
awesome. Yeah, I think in 5 minutes. I'm going to take 30 seconds and then I'll give you 4.5 minutes. Would you like a traditional mindfulness meditation for 5 minutes, or would you like to have an experience of finding perfect balance by finding out, getting a glimpse of who you really are?
Wonderful.
Which is mindfulness in itself. Mindfulness meditation goal is, I'm talking about the destination. If you want to do that, I need to have you sit very comfortably. Now, don't let your mind be critical and say, yes, but no, it's really cheap. Right? Go with me. This is just a demonstration. So I want you to sit relaxed.
Not sleep, man.
No sleeping. That'll be in 5.5 minutes. For when I tell, just listen to the instructions first, and then you can do it when I say, okay, now go. I need to refresh to bring this back. I want to give you a glimpse of who you really are and the balance that you find when you live. So we're going to do an experiment and an experience. In a minute, I'm going to ask you to put your hands over your ears and to the best of your ability to block out any sound coming through your ears. I'll do that last because then you won't be able to hear me and the exercise will be finished. So first, I want you to close your eyes. So you shut out any perception of seeing. Okay? Now, I want you to sit perfectly still. So you have no perception of movement, no perception of touch, I want you to keep your mouth closed. Don't stress it, just actually close. Keep your tongue very still. So you have no perception of taste. Okay. Now, I want you to put your hands over your ears, but don't block them completely until you hear my next instruction. And upon the next instruction, then you do both the next instruction and close your ears. But you still need to be able to listen to me. So again, this is a demonstration. It's an approximation. So have your hands over your ears. Your eyes are closed, your mouth is closed, your body is frozen still. Now, for the next 20 seconds, take a breath in and hold it. Don't breathe. And hold your hands over your ears. Make sure you still can hear me, please. This is the non-real part. You now have no sensory perception of where you are. So just hold it for 20 seconds, and then I will tell you to relax. But don't take your hands off your ears. Just kind of release the energy. So for 20 seconds, freeze all your sensory perceptions. Breathe again, but be very calm. Minimize your interaction with the world, your awareness of your senses and your perceptions. And Keep your hands over your ears, keep your eyes closed, your mouth closed, your body very still. And I'm going to ask you, do you know you're here? Do you know you're here? So if you can hear me now, I say, are you here? Would your answer be, well, I don't know, or your answer would be, of course I know I'm here. My question is, if all of you say to yourself, yes, I know I'm here, regardless of my sensory perceptions, I know I am here. And my question to you is, how do you know, without any sensory input, that you are here now? Find that you that knows you are here right now. Now, I'm going to ask you, if you know absolutely for certain that you are here without any of your senses, the next step and the last step is, where are you that knows you are here? Can you find you? Is there a locality? Is you in the middle of your head? Is you in the middle of your body? Is you not in your body? Can you know where your nose is? You know where your brain is. You can cut your head open and you can point and say, this is my brain. But can you point and say, this is me? This is where I am. Or do you know that you're here, but you cannot identify, you cannot see where you are? And if that's true, is it possible that you are everywhere? You are in your body. You're in the space around your body. You are in the space within the room that you're sitting in. You are in the space on the other side of the walls of the room that you are sitting in. Can you find you to be able to say, yes, I know I'm here because I can sense it. I can look it. Is it possible that you have nothing to do with your body and that you are the space that the body is in? And if that's so, how do you feel? Do you feel balanced? Do you feel like nothing can disturb that balance? Do you feel peaceful? You know who you are. If you know this, the world is never out of balance for you. You are not the body that goes in and out of balance. You are not your mind that goes in and out of balance. You are not the world that goes in and out of balance. All of those things are in you. And you are the balance that the rest of the world is trying to come to balance in. You don't need to find your balance. You are balance. Because you're everywhere and nowhere. Indefinable. Non-locatable. Indescribable. That's mindfulness.
find that you are, but don't try to pinpoint, understand that you are space, and your body is occupying a small piece of space. You can slowly come back into your body and into the room. This is only an experiment. We can pick it apart for all its unscientific. We can have all kinds of excuses why we had that experience. But try this when you go to bed. Try this when you wake up in the morning.
Thank you so much for your instruction. And it's a little bit, it's just like doing this, but I myself feel very relaxed and much better. How about you guys? Do you feel better? Yeah, that's great. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, it's also bring it to the end of the talk show today. We're going to work from 5 minutes. And for the last 9 minutes, we have been discussing a couple of solutions. For instance, for example, prioritizing, letting go, ability, the native way, and the most important, which is mindfulness, and we also have a strong sessions to practice it as well. Hopefully you can apply some of them, all of them after this one. And last but not least, do what you learn and love what you do. You don't feel like you have to work every single day. Thank you all for guests for joining us today. Thanks audience for the watching. And you can watch this recording again for the information, also for the short meditation session instruction. And if you think this one is informative, please spread it out to your friends and your family members as well. Or for those who struggle with the imbalance. Thank you so much once again. Wish you have a very good evening. See you next time.
And thank you very much, Ajahn. You have to pronounce his name. Ajahn Prak Maha Song Phong. Ajahn, would you like to talk a little bit about yourself, Ajahn? Before we end, I like you to introduce a bit for an audience. Yeah.
Actually, I just work here in MCU. My director to academic affairs, language institute, MCU. Anyway, I just have my own center. Cultural center. I just want to share my time, to the spiritual way and to common people, not only academic. So that's why I would like to share this experience to all of us. And thank you very much, Dick of Phương, very much, for including me. And I hope I can help somehow. Thank you very much. Yes.
He's a very important high rank monk in the Royal University, Buddhist Royal University of Thailand. He's very kind, helping me a lot during I'm learning MA in Thailand. He usually invite Thầy to give Vipassana Dhamma sharing, and he worked tirelessly for Buddhism in Thailand. Especially, he very much support young monks and nuns to propagate Buddha teachings. He connected many countries in South Asia, and he helping many Vietnamese monks and nuns in MCU for learning. And whenever I invite him, he never refused it. And I know your compassion. I know that you want to work whole your life for Buddhism and support young monks and nuns for the future Buddhism, and I am inspired from him a lot. And very much thank you for your presence all the time whenever the Buddhists out of your country in need. You always bring out your energy, and we are all Buddhists, and we really want to hear from monks practicing like you. We hope that one day we together, me and my disciple, will together fly to your farms. He have very big land and farm there. He say he will welcome us one day. And wish all the best to you, your health and your happiness on the way of you propagate the Buddha teachings. Ajahn Pramaha Songphong. And very much thank you for Đồng Nguyên. His Dharma name Đồng Nguyên. His Zen Thiền Gia. And thank you very much for your Vân today, and everyone, especially Sư Phụ would like to say thank you very much for your all volunteers helping the Tây Phương language. You work without any expectation, but you work very happy. Sometimes no schedule, and Sư Phụ call at any moment, especially the leader cô Diệu Tuyết. Anytime calling, right away answer. Ngọc Tâm, Jenny, Hồng Hỷ, Quang Minh, Mộc Lê. Here we have Yến Trần, vân, etc. And would like to invite the youth, especially the Buddhist youth, to join our project, Tây Phương English Club, and we very much need your help, Ajahn Songphong and Đồng Nguyên. All your experience of spiritual development and practice is very in need for us to learn and to apply. And when the pandemic of COVID going to be better, we can be together offline, even picnic outside for camping. I like to do so. Very much thank you again, and have a deep sleep. We will soon later invitation for another topic sharing na. Xả thu. Ajahn Songphong, we would like to hear your chanting for transmitting the merit in Bali. Yes, okay. Thưa Ajahn. Good night Ajahn, good night Đồng Nguyên, good night đại chúng dễ thương. A Di Đà Phật.